Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm the Novice Railway Modeller. Now, first of all, just a quick look back on episode 9. I'd like to thank all those people that commented on that video where I was working on the electrics of the underside of the fiddle yard. I do appreciate everybody, first of all, reviewing the video, and second of all, thanking all those people that commented. I do try to reply back to all those that do comment, and we get lots of different views, and there's some really good tips about how I should go about doing things maybe in a different way. So I do appreciate that, and please do keep that coming. And if you haven't done so and you're watching this video for the first time, or you've seen a couple of other videos, please do subscribe. It's really helpful to me as a fledgling YouTube channel to be able to get your subscriptions, and secondly, don't forget to, if you like the videos, then like them. If you dislike them, dislike them, and if you dislike them, then please add in comments, and equally if you like them, please add in comments to how I could do things better. So yeah, so we're going to move on to episode 10, but before I do that, just a quick update from me on progress over the last month or so. Things have been probably a little slow. First of all, coming back from vacation and having other things to do. And then secondly, the weather here in the UK has just been immense. I mean, we've just had so much unseasonable good weather. It's incredible. Average temperatures for this time of year, which we're now in mid-May, is around 15. You know, we've been having 24, 25, up to 27 some days. Beautiful blue skies, high pressure above. And it's led to having some really good weather, which makes the loft that I'm working in extremely hot, because the sun, this side here that you're looking at now is the south side, so we get sun on this for most of the day, which warms the roof tiles, and as it heats the roof tiles then radiate that heat into the loft. And as you know, we've got some insulation here, but it's only on half the loft where the layout is, and both on the south side and a bit behind the camera, which is the north side. It definitely makes a difference when I put my hand up and I can feel less heat radiating through the foil versus the roof felt inside the loft. Without the foil, I can definitely feel the heat radiating through. So some people say it doesn't work, but it definitely does work, and I do recommend it if you've got a loft layout. But getting such warm weather in May is just incredible, really. So other things to do outside, of course, less time for modelling. In my last video I did some of the electrical work outside, took the boards downstairs and did that, and then I brought them back up. So I've just a few things to get on with now. I want to get this south side fiddle yard finished. This is probably going to be the 10th video that I've done in long form for this fiddle yard. So you know, it's taken me some time, and maybe it's getting a bit boring for some of you just to keep looking at the same thing. I've been increasing my stock of locomotives over the last month or so, steadily. So I actually bought a new Accurascale Class 31 network rail. I think it's 31285. The inspection with on the number 2 end, it's got the inspection lights. I mean, it does. It looks fantastic. And I really wanted it. I did have it on pre-order with Accurascale, and after I'd had it on pre-order for a couple of months, I looked at it and thought, oh, I'm not so sure now, because I was looking to try and get the obviously the network rail inspection carriages to go with it, and I couldn't find them anywhere, and I thought, is this just going to be a white elephant? So I took it off pre-order and changed the order to another model. And no sooner as when they got delivered and the network rail 31285 became available, I looked at it and thought, I've made a mistake there, I should have got it. And of course then they were out of stock, because a lot of Accurascale models are in big demand. And anyway, I saw it pop up on eBay. It was a bit of a premium, not a great deal, about £80 of a premium over and above the RRP. But I got myself into a state where I wanted it, and I thought, well, yeah, I'm happy to pay for it, and that was the sound fitted model. So it's obviously in a pristine condition. I've given it a quick test run, and I'd like to, when I develop some weathering skills, is to weather it down a little bit, and then I need to find some network rail inspection carriages to go with it. So if any of you know where I can pick them up, about particularly which ones that I need to go with that, then this is one of the areas that I'm really struggling with, of which particular coaches go with which particular locomotives for that era. So I'm okay with passenger trains, I think, although I'm still scratching my head about the Deltics, which Mark IIs are the best ones to have with that. But the Class 31, the network rail inspection train, I'm really keen to buy some carriages to go with it. So if you could let me know, if you guys know, that would be really, really helpful. The other one I'm really struggling with is understanding which wagons to buy, which sets of wagons to buy for the locomotives that I've got too. I just find it mind-boggling, the 3-letter acronyms they've got for each particular wagon, and which ones go with which. So again, if any help on that would be great. I think one of the videos I'm going to do is to probably just do a showcase of all my locomotives that I've got to date, and then maybe ask the question then, which wagons or carriages would you suggest for each locomotive? So that might be a better way of doing it. So I think that's going to be one of my future videos. So yeah, so that brings you up to date. We're going to now go on and complete episode 10 and try and get this final board on the fiddle yard done. The point motors now arrived from I bought them from Rails of Sheffield. Actually, they're the same point motors I used on the other side of this fiddle yard down at the other entry exit, which are DCC Concepts digital IP motors. So yeah, I take the point, a lot of you have come back and said, why are you using those on your fiddle yard when you could be using surface mounted ones? But the answer I try to write back, and hopefully you can all understand, is the reason why I'm doing it is because I'm doing things for the first time, and I want to use those motors on the main part of the layout. Then I'm getting practice about installing them and using them. So that's why I've done that. So when I get onto the main line, then I'm familiar with what I'm doing. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing that. And plus they're guaranteed and robust, and they seem to really test and check out well. Although I did have one that it just won't program with my decoder. Sent it back because I thought it was dead, and they've sent it back to me and said it's not dead, it works fine. But I've since subsequently tried to program it, and I just can't do it. And I know I've got a very basic decoder at the moment because I'm still deciding which, a basic control at the moment, and I'm still deciding which one to buy. Yeah, it's programmed 5, but I just can't do the 6. Anyway, I went back onto DC Concepts, thought I'll buy another 6 anyway, and they were out of stock, which I thought, oh, that's a bit disappointing for a main item. So then I looked at who else sold them, and I found that Rails of Sheffield had them. And then I realised that actually Rails of Sheffield sell them cheaper to DC Concepts, which I just can't get my head around. If someone can explain this to me. So DCC Concepts own that point motor, they developed it and it's theirs, and they sell it on their own website, which is more expensive than Rails of Sheffield, who are obviously a retailer, buying it from DCC Concepts and making a profit on it. So I just can't get my head around that, to be fair. I noticed a number of other DCC Concepts items are also the same. So you think if you're buying direct from DCC Concepts you'd be able to get that cheaper. But no, one of the strange things that I've experienced in this modelling world. So yeah, I've got those have arrived. The other 6 have arrived from Rails of Sheffield. So I'm going to look at fitting those. I think there's 4, maybe 5 to fit here. So I'm just going to put those into place now, and I'll take you on that journey. Okay, so I'm working on point 65. So I'll just number this so I can remember which one it is. So I've put the actuator arm in place. I'll just slide that up because it just helps install it. The screw's in place here, so I'll now pop that into place. I'm just going to check underneath and make a mark on the bar so I know where to cut it. So it's through the hole in the point. That's the correct position. Check with the point underneath. Yeah, that looks good. So you might not be able to pick that up, but you can just hear is where the mark is. And obviously I just need to cut at the bottom end of that. So I've got a Dremel that can do that, as it's quite high tensile steel for using a cutter on. You'll soon blunt your blades. So I can see where that is, so that's good. Just have another check. Make sure I'm happy with it. Yep. Yeah, that's good. I remember from installing the points further down the fiddle yard that it doesn't matter where this point motor, whether it faces one way or the other. What you can see here is this is where the cross batten is going to be screwed in, so I don't really want to get too close to that. There's no need. I've already got the wires in ready for the points motors, so they will go in there, and I've also wired the frog wire much easier this time by wrapping it round. So that's all ready to go. So yeah, so just put that in place. So I'm just going to make sure this surface area is clean. I'm probably just going to give it a quick sand. Right, so I've got the point ready to go, and I've got my trusty Dremel with the cutting disc. So I'm just going to cut this off where I've marked it. It may be a bit noisy, so just bear with me. So I think you saw that. So the end's dropped off. Oh, here it is. It's going to be hot, I know that for sure. There it is. I'll just let that cool down. So just have a look at that. Pop that back in. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. So I'm going to stick that in place. So I'll just get the pad. Let's stick this to so yeah, they're very strong, adhesive wise, so you can take them off, and the faulty one I had, I did take it off and got a knife or a thin screwdriver underneath it and took it off. So let's now put this to the board. I've already pre-marked it, so it gives me an idea where to go back into. As usual. Oh bloody hell, you know what I've done? Sorry for swearing, just realised that I should have put the pad on and then cut the arm. So I've now cut the arm too short because of the depth of this. Now that's a schoolboy error. I've already fitted 5 5 of these, so I should remember what to do. But it's good that I'm doing it and showing you my mistakes, because yeah, these things happen. So what I'm going to do now is use another one of those alarms, pop that on, and so let's replace it. Okay, so I've now put this new arm on it from one of the other point motors, and I've just put this backing tape, backing piece back over the sticky part, so it'll allow me to put this down without it sticking, and then I can take it off again easily. So now I'm going to mark it where I need to cut. Let's check. Yes, I see that. So I'm going to cut that one now. So that's cut, let's check. No more schoolboy errors. Yep, it's in place, which is good. Although it's tight, maybe I've cut it a little bit too short. Maybe you should leave a bit more length on it. I mean, as I say, I fitted 5 of these and no problem, and now once I've got this screwed down, I think I can push it down a bit further. So yeah. So that's that piece done. What I'm going to do now is stick this on and put some screws in. So let's do that. Okay, so the drill is actually just charging now, but what I've now got this fitted, and I just used the brad hole and I pushed it all the way down and widened the hole to make a good pilot hole. So I did that on all 4 corners and managed to screw them in, although I do have difficulties with these screws. So that's in place now. Happy with that, nice and strong. So I'm just going to wire it up. So they're fairly easy to wire, connect up, so it's just to push open the hole, make sure that you've got sufficient bearing of your wire, and pop that inside all the way down. You let go, that should be firmly in place, and it is. So there's the red in place. Now the black, again, just make sure you twist the cables at the end, keep them as tidy as possible and keep it straight. It's a bit trickier. Push down the lever, pop in the wire, oops, pop in the wire, just caught it a little bit there, twist again. Probably easy to put this inside wire in first, so the red's not in the way. No, I'm having trouble with this, you see. I'm just going to get down at the level. Sometimes doing it from above I'm going to take this one out. There it is. Let's go for the blacking first. Now you could say I didn't leave enough length on the black wire. Could be the case. I do have this. Well, it was in, but it's not catching. And now that might be because it wasn't in far enough. Try again. No. Right, so what I'm going to do is just bear the wire a little bit longer. So apologies, this is probably as frustrating for you to watch as it is for me to do. It's just another thing that got to make sure you're fully organised, you've got everything ready, you've prepared everything as well as you can do. So you can see I've just made that one longer. Hopefully that makes it easier to fit. So let's pull the arm down. It's not going to work for you seeing it from that angle. Let's try it this way for you. There we go. So now I'm using 1602, which I think is what they recommend on their point motor manuals. So in we go. Right, that's in. The lever stayed down and it's caught, so that's good. So yeah, it's about the length. Get the length right. Make sure the individual wires are twisted together. Make sure they're nice and straight. Push the arm down as far as you can and then just pop it in straight. You feel it catching on the sides, and what that does when it catches on the sides, it opens out the individual wires a little bit and then it doesn't go in. So try again. And I'm having problems. I'm sure 702 wires would be better, but that's not what they recommend. They would go in easier, that's for sure. So not as thick. And for some reason it just, oh right, we're in. There we go. Right, so that's in. And then the green cable, which is the frog wire. So it's all marked on DCC in and then DC frog. So now I'm just going to bear the wire a little bit longer. There we go. Give them a good twist. And there's no way you can tin these wires to put them in because there just isn't enough space to add the solder to thicken the wire. I mean, tinning them would actually make it easier to get them in one way, but they'd be too thick, and I don't think they recommend that you tin them either. There's no need to do them. So let's go. Right, you can see there, hopefully, I've caught some of the wires, and it's not gone in straight. So is it straight? It looks it to me. That's in. Yeah, it's caught. Brilliant. So there we go. .65 done. Just need to program them in now. So I will do that. Well, I should do that now. See if I can program it. I'm going to take a risk and not program it. I'm going to put them all in place first and then see how we get on. So Yeah, there we go. So that's hopefully that in place. I'm now going to move further around this board here, and I've got point motors, another 4 to put into place, 2 there and 2 at this side of the board. So I won't take you through that. Let's see how I get on, and I'll show you afterwards. Right, so I think I've done as much as I can on this board now. It's been quite a complicated board to finish off, but all 4 point motors are now programmed with their numbers 66 through to 69, and they're all wired up, although I've taken the wires off because I'm going to turn this board over and then fit it from underneath, which I'll show you. So the accessory bus runs around. Thanks for the tips for some people that have said we're better to use different coloured cables for your accessory bus, because when you're underneath and if you've got to do any work, having a red and black one, same as your power bus, which is red and black, then there could be confusion. So it's a good point, and it's something that I did think about quite way back, and I'm disappointed I've not employed that. So my future accessory buses will be different colours. So yeah, so that's all in place, and I've fitted another terminal block connector here on the power bus for the wires, the dropper wires that are coming from this point, this track, and pointing it down here. Also there will be a track coming in here, so this terminal block is already in place to add extra wires. So I think I've got everything done. I'm just about to turn it over, so let's have a look at that. So make sure that's disconnected. These are free. It's just the frogs. Yeah, the frogs are free. One of the frogs is definitely going to have to be trapped underneath the board, which is just how it's going to be. That one's free. So let's give it a go. Try not to break these frog wires. So that's the board the right way around, and it's still in its working position because the boards are going to go where you can see here behind this board into this cavity here. I'm going to test them all now here. I'm going to clean all the tracks up. First of all connect this board, make sure it's in place. I'm going just to clamp it down, and then I'm going to clean all the track, and then I'm going to test the track to make sure it's all live. I've got a track tester, and then I'm going to run some trains on it and fully test it. So yeah, let's give that a go. So I've just changed the angle of the camera so you can see me put these connectors in place. So first of all, let's put the power connectors in. So there we go. So that's the accessory bus and the track bus now connected on this board. So it's this cable at this side of the board here. This cable is too short. I'm going to have to turn the board back round and put some longer cable. I don't know how I've made that too short. That's a bit of a schoolboy error. Just check the other one at the other side as well. That's fine. Yeah, no problem there. That's good. So it's just this one. So let's turn the board back round again. Undo these two. So I have now fully wired the underside of this board. As you'll see here, we're looking up from underneath because I've now turned the boards over, as I have done here, so back underneath. So I've connected all this board up, ready to test the wiring. So having done that, I turned every board over that you can see down here. But I've had to turn them back again because when I powered up the track, there was a short circuit, and the power starts right at that end, and so therefore I did some problem solving all the way down each board until it came to, and everything was fine until it came to this board here, which has got 5 tracks, and then it's got a left hand point on the 6th track coming into the 5th point underneath where these wire reels are. And so this was the problem board, so I undid every dropper from the terminal blocks underneath, and I found the one which was causing a short circuit. And it took me a while to fathom out what happened, but I ended up having to rip the point up with carefully, so to rip it from its Copydex sticky base, and I realised that I hadn't snipped the wires underneath the point. So whilst I'd wired it up correctly and soldered it, I hadn't snipped the joining cables underneath as you're supposed to do, so that was causing the short. So I've now stuck that down, snipped it, stuck it down, and I'm going to wait for that to dry before I am able to test the boards again. So yeah, obviously that was a bit of a schoolboy error, and I'll learn hopefully not to make that mistake again. A few days have passed now since the work I've been doing completing the electrical wiring on this fiddle yard, particularly on the board that's just out of shot. And having completed all that, I then got everything back out on the way that it should be, and started the testing phase. The first thing I did was to ensure that the lengths that I'd created were long enough for the HST sets that I've got. So the road which is on the very left that you can see here fits a 7-car HST, which is my cross-country set, and then the other roads, the other 5, do fit 9-car HSTs just, only just. I might have to make some further adjustments and add another board, an extra board in this section here, and then move the board that you're now looking at further across onto these 2 sections. So I think I'm probably going to do that. However, in the testing stage, I've come across a real problem, because having wired this board up with the 4 point motors, when I run my locomotives down here, as soon as they get to the point network, which is 2 left-hand points and then into a 3-way point, it just shorts. It shorts out, and for the life of me I can't work out what's going wrong. And so, as you can see, I've turned the board back over and I've started to try and strip back to root cause where the problem is, and I'm baffled because I did put a request out on my TikTok account to see if anyone could help, and I didn't find any solutions through that. Did the same on my Instagram account and didn't find any solutions through that. Some people suggested to contact Pico direct, which I did, and when I contacted Pico they weren't particularly helpful, because I'd adjusted the point, i.e. taken the spring out and then wired the points, where they suggest you don't do that. So obviously they're going to be of no help. So I'm back into looking for the root cause of the problem. So I'll just have to work my way through. I'll try and do some more investigations and some research on YouTube, just to make sure that I've done everything as I should do, and see if I can find out from that point of view. We're still enjoying a spell of very dry, warm, clear weather here in the UK, so it's making working in the loft extremely difficult. So it's now 10 o'clock in the morning, and the sun's just coming round onto this side of the roof here, and I'm starting to get warmer, so I don't have much longer up here. So I'm going to go downstairs and do my research and see what I come up with. Okay, so I'm back down, having done my desk research on the problems that I've encountered on that three-way asymmetrical point, which is also coupled to two left-hand points, where literally as soon as the locos hit the ends of the entry exits of those points, just shorts out. One of the suggestions which is worth me going back and looking at is that the DC Concepts IP digital point motors, whilst they say they are which way you put the reds and blacks doesn't matter, somebody suggested on YouTube that they had a similar problem and they changed the reds and blacks round, and they found a solution to it. I have actually spoken to some member of my local model railway society who's recently fitted three-way points, and they've had quite a lot of problems with them as well. So yeah, here's one of the new ones that I've still got to fit in the next site of the fiddle yard. But literally, as this point here, as you hit the frog sides of them, it goes dead, and it's the same. As soon as it gets starts travelling up to this point in time, it literally they cut out. And I've done it with a track tester on an illuminated light, and that's exactly the same. It just shorts. So I can't think of anything else that I've done, having stripped everything back, other than these frogs that where the problem is. So I am going to try and just put a test board together and just try various permutations of these points with the reds and blacks in different ways round, and see if that does make the difference. However, so if any of you guys, girls, maybe have used these points and had similar problems, or encountered problems like that on any points, and you've got some valuable experience, then please do drop me some comments below in this video and give me some advice, because other than that I'm stuck. So there we go today. So that's episode 10, leaving it on a cliffhanger really of what do I do next. Hopefully episode 11 will be the solution, and I'll be able to explain what I've done. So there we go. Just want to thank everybody for watching, and what I'd like to ask you to do, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And if you haven't liked the video and you're happy to do so, please like it as well. And don't forget to switch the notifications on, so once you've subscribed, then you get a notification of when my next video is loaded. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video, where hopefully I do get the solution.